Hey guys, it's Kid Comics, and today I got a package in the mail with a ton of signed books. And today I wanted to talk about some of these books, their stories, and I wanted to talk about who they're actually signed from. So, without further ado, let's begin the video. Now, this is actually going to be my first time actually unboxing these books on the channel. I have, had a couple mail calls around here on this channel, but I've never actually, unboxed it with you guys for the first time. So, I'm going to be seeing these books for the first time. Well, except maybe a few. This is just one book, but anyways. So, obviously, I got to use scissors to open this, so I don't want to hear anything in the comments about, oh, this kid's too young. He's too young to be using scissors. Shouldn't there be a parent or supervisor near me? No, I got it. I've used scissors for quite a while now. Definitely not new to using these. So let's open this package. Anyways, let's see. So I did end up getting these books off of eBay, and they're all from different sellers. So, this only has one pretty cool book signed by an artist, and it's a pretty cool Amazing Spider-Man book. So, if I can, let's see. Alright, there we go. So, the book I'm talking about here is none other than Amazing Spider-Man 299. Now, this is actually technically the first appearance of Venom, if you want to count the cameo on the last page. Because, if you don't know, on the last page, there's a full body shot of Venom, pretty much intimidating Mary Jane. And I guess that technically counts as the first appearance of Venom, but they don't really say it in CGC. But at least CBCS says it. So, first appearance of Venom and cameo. And this book is signed by the artist, otherwise known as Bob McLeod. Hope I'm saying that right. He did the signature on 2018. So, pretty solid, honestly. Not too big of a signature, but it's a really, really cool book. And I managed to get this book for a whopping $100. And I know on the channel I already have a $2.99 from my dad's collection, but nonetheless, owning a signed version of this book is really, really awesome to have. So happy to add this to the collection. Also, pretty cool fun fact for this book is that this is actually the second time Todd McFarlane has ever worked on Spider-Man. And I really love the cover for this because this is kind of like a part 2 to Spider-Man Fighting Chance, where in the first book, in 298 he gets away, but eventually he tracks Chance and realizes that he's been unconscious and knocked out and betrayed by the people that hired him to take some like illegal guns in like a storage unit or something like that. But nonetheless, I really, really love the art for this book. So I'm really happy to have the artist Bob McLeod to sign it. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it in the background, but wrong way. But I did put the book up there. And next book I wanted to show you guys, yet another signed book. This one is going to be a little bit sidetracked off the Amazing Spider-Man series. And this book is signed by Gary Conway, and this book is Thor 199. Now, this isn't really any key appearances, anything like that, but it's some pretty cool John Buscema artwork. And if you guys don't know, John Buscema is definitely a top 3 artist, in my opinion. I really, really loved his work on The Silver Surfer. So, honestly, I'm pretty happy to have a signed book by Gary Conway, which, if you don't know, Gary Conway did a lot of the story, especially during the 70s and such, and a little bit of the 80s, I believe. And it's a pretty solid signature, you know what I mean? But yeah, pretty happy to have this book. I managed to pay around $60, $70 for it, and it's got a pretty sick Journey into Mystery custom label. So, you know what I mean? It just adds a little bit more, and it's a really cool book to own. Now, to finally get to the book you've all been waiting for. And, this is kind of a signature I've been wanting for a while, and I didn't expect to get it for such a low price. even though it is a low-grade book, it's going to definitely contribute to my Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 100 run. So, here's the book. This is Amazing Spider-Man 100. Well, this is a really, really cool book. This is when Spider-Man gets the 6 arms, and it's a really cool 100th anniversary book. Although it's pretty low grade, the signature makes up for it. And the person that signed this was none other than John Romita. And I know it's a little hard to see that signature right there. It's kind of weird how he signed it. It was like with one of those like pens where it's not faded, but like you can better see it in like the reflection. So I hope you guys can see that pretty well. But yeah, the signature is right there, right underneath Spidey's arm as he's crawling through all of his enemies and friends. But yeah, it is pretty low grade. Definitely could use something like a clean and press because it's very dirty on the back. But nonetheless, I'm super happy to have a John Romita signed book. And to buy it for only $150 is a pretty rare thing to find and come across nowadays. So honestly, getting a John Romita signed book on Amazing Spider-Man 100, this is like a perfect way to end off the run, even though I haven't even finished the whole thing yet. But still, this is an awesome, step towards my progress of getting all 1 through 100 Amazing Spider-Man books. Plus, with buying the ASM 100, the seller gave us 2 pretty cool Amazing Spider-Man books. And what I really liked about the 90s, especially during these times with these books like The Return of the Sinister Six, they did a lot of these series, which I thought were really, really cool. And I'm happy that it gave me, 2 part 1s of certain series. Like this one pretty much was talking about Spider-Man when he goes back to a normal person and he has to kind of deal with, the life of being an actual normal person, and, he has to somehow manage to way to still fight villains and such. And this one started off with the tarantula, and we got left on a cliffhanger at the end, where now I suppose he's going to be fighting Scorpion. And then this one, Amazing Spider-Man 334, this one was a lot better in my opinion than 341, and that's mainly because this one features like my favorite villain group ever, which is the Return of the Sinister Six. So it starts off where Electro breaks into some vault with a superconductor so he can gain as much electricity as possible. Then Spider-Man comes in, beats him up, but then Doc Ock breaks out of that vault, breaks Electro out of there, and eventually we learn at the end of the book that Doc Ock is trying to form a, new Sinister Six to beat up and defeat Spider-Man. So I really, really enjoyed this one. I think it has a pretty sick cover, you know what I mean? You see Electro trying to fight Spider-Man, and you see, a mysterious figure in the background with a bunch of tentacles, which I wonder who that is. But still, really, really cool. Eric Larson did the artwork for this book. I have a few books done by Eric Larson during the ASM series, like the Venom cover behind me. That one's probably my favorite of his work. But yeah, I'm really happy to have these 2 extra books. It's just something to read, and I really enjoy these 90s type series. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a pretty interesting experience for me to unbox a really cool Spidey key with you guys for the first time. And, like I've said, I've done a couple mail calls here on the channel, and I haven't actually unboxed the book with you guys in person on video. So, let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Was this a really awesome haul, or was it kind of a meh haul? I thought this was probably one of the best comic hauls I've ever received. I'm so happy to have these really cool signed ASM books, and, the Thor book was also pretty nice as well. But, yeah, Bob McLeod, awesome artwork on this book. I loved reading this one. And ASM 100, of course, John Romita, the GOAT of all artists, and just super happy to own these 2 books. And I really, really love how the cover was for this. Super bright colors. Although you do see the spine a little bit on the cover, it's still an amazing book to own. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video.